Jim Gardner.
The motion is adopted.
And with those words from Speaker Nancy Pelosi, the $1.9 trillion COVID rescue bill was President Biden's signature away from becoming the law of the land. It is Wednesday night, and the big story on Action News tonight is the landmark program that's designed to help end the pandemic with money for vaccines and to help the country's economy and education system recover. The vote was 220 to 211. No Republicans voted for the bill. One Democrat voted against it. This is a big victory for President Biden, who gets his first priority through the Congress 50 days after taking office. His response was succinct.
This bill represents a historic victory for the American people. I look forward to signing it later this week.
The bill's key features: $1,400 stimulus payments for about 90% of Americans, $300 per week enhanced jobless benefits, an expansion of the child tax credit of up to $3,600 per child. $350 billion will go towards state and local governments that have lost enormous amounts of money during the pandemic. Billions more to K-12 schools to help them reopen, to small businesses, and for vaccine distribution, research, and development. The bill also helps low-income households cover rent, increases federal premium subsidies for Obamacare policies, and sends $8.5 billion to rural hospitals. Action News reporter Jeff Cherico is live in Center City, Philadelphia tonight. Jeff, it is hard to argue that the stimulus checks and the expanded child tax credit won't have a far-reaching impact on families that need it most.
Absolutely, Jim. Proponents of this bill says it could lift millions of children in America out of poverty. Meanwhile, there are some concerns that nearly $2 trillion bill plan could have long-term impacts on our economy.
Where's the money at? If you see me, camera, where's that money?
We spoke with families in Hunting Park about the massive COVID relief bill that could bring major help for folks like Royal Gibbons, a father of 10 who lost his job as a home health aide last year.
It's going to help me get everything in line, the bills, the kids.
After a final vote in the House, the COVID relief bill heads to President Biden's desk, and it will provide $1,400 stimulus checks to those who earn less than $75,000 a year, and twice that for couples earning less than $150,000. Dependents will also receive the stimulus payment. That means a family of 4 could get $5,600. On top of that, the current $2,000 child tax credit has been increased to $3,600 per child up to age 6 and $3,000 per child up to age 17.
It'd be nice to have help, you know, instead of just using your last to pay your rent.
In addition, the tax credit will be refundable, which means you can receive the money even if your tax bill is zero.
Making the child tax credit fully refundable is an incredibly smart and targeted way to help those who are most in need.
Kathy Fisher of the Greater Philadelphia Coalition Against Hunger says if this one-year tax credit is made permanent, it could lift millions of children out of poverty.
If we have to spend less on special ed, spend less on certain healthcare problems, spend less on things that we know childhood poverty makes worse, then it's a very smart investment.
But borrowing so much money could cause long-term economic problems, says David Fiorenza, Associate Professor of Economics at Villanova.
We need to be careful of printing up too much money because it's going to be our children and grandchildren who are going to see higher taxes.
And another concern, rising inflation. Now, as for those checks, when will you get them? The stimulus checks, it's unclear right now, but probably sometime this spring. As for the child tax credits, they should be in your mailbox beginning in July. Reporting live in Center City, Jeff Cherico, Channel 6 Action News. Jim?
Thank you, Jeff. Our data journalism team has created a stimulus calculator to help you figure out how much you will receive from the COVID relief bill. And you can find the calculator right now at 6abc.com.